Welcome to Hawks Nest. My name is Matt Cagle, and I'm alongside Mark Grogan. Chandler is not with us this week as the men's and women's basketball has traveled to Evansville for the OVC Tournament, which we will bring to you in just a moment. But first, track and field. The OVC Indoor Track and Field Championships was held last week. The women's team won the championship, and it was their eighth title and first since 2013. Taylor Fox won Female Athlete of the Championship and Female Track Athlete of the Year and won gold in the mile race and 800-meter race. For the men's, they took home third behind Little Rock and Eastern Illinois. Luke Hatfield-Johnson won Field Athlete of the Year and won gold in the men's high jump. Tanner also won Male Freshman of the Year, and Tarico Garrett took second in the 800-meter.
Yeah, it's been really cool to see this track and field team blossom into what they are today. Because I mean, this team is like consistently winning their conference and winning championships, and we have a lot of nationally placed athletes now. So it's been really cool to see and watch this program grow.
Women's basketball has claimed the 4th seed in the OVC tournament after finishing the regular season on a 6-game win streak. They defeated Morehead State in the quarterfinals of the OVC tournament yesterday. They added 44 points in the paint and 32 points off the bench. They faced the number one seed Little Rock today in the semifinals at 1 o'clock. They lost both of their games against Little Rock this year, but the way they're playing, they have a shot to win this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think with the women's basketball in the OVC, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit of a different dynamic than the men's. I feel like in the women's conference, you clearly have like Eastern Illinois, Little Rock are like obviously the best teams in the conference right now, whereas the men's, the talent I feel like is a little bit more spread out. But I mean, we beat Eastern Illinois in the regular season. We have a legitimate shot to play in the tournament. So super exciting to watch this women's team, and they're only going up from here because they don't have a whole lot of talent leaving. So it's super exciting for them to watch. They're coming into form, getting back into form really, really well.
Yeah, Jalea Green is really coming to play too. She's been huge this year. She's first team All OVC.
Oh yeah.
She wasn't even, in the running for that.
Yeah, absolutely, and we have a great post presence now. So this team is exciting to watch, and they have a legit shot to play in March.
Yeah, men's basketball, on the other hand, they limped into the tournament after losing 5 of their last 7 regular season games, including losses to Lindenwood and SIUE. They beat Lindenwood in the first round on Wednesday and Tennessee State in the quarterfinal yesterday. If they play like they did yesterday, they can win tonight against the number 1 seed Morehead State. But if they play like they did against Lindenwood and SIUE at the end of the regular season, there's no hope.
Oh boy, yeah, I have quite a lot to say about the basketball team going. Oh my God, like watching them lose to a fringe D1 school was maybe the most painful thing that I've ever had to sit through. That game was awful. Like, it's just so embarrassing. We came in. I mean, obviously, losing Philip Russell is not an excuse. Like, letting a fringe D1 school score 100 points on you. Oh my God, bro! It's not. And like I don't know. And then the game against SIUE was just like that's not. It's almost not even worth talking about. We legitimately just got dominated the entire game.
And you could say that they didn't have Phil Russell in the Lindenwood game, but Chris Harris scored over 40 points.
We still couldn't pull out. That was oh my God. It was just so embarrassing. But I mean, we won. We're past it now. Obviously, We've won when it counted. We play Morehead tonight. I think if we beat Morehead tonight, okay, agree or disagree with this? If we beat Morehead tonight, we win it all.
I agree. That'll be a bunch of momentum. Beating Lindenwood and Tennessee State yesterday, beating the number 1 seed tonight. That's all the confidence you need going into the final game.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. We came in. Won comfortably against Tennessee State. Usually when we have like a 10 or 15 point lead, it's like, okay, when are they going to make a run? When are they coming back? What's going to happen? But no, that we came in, we took care of business. We were never in trouble. We looked like a great team. I still think we missed Kobe Clark a lot for rebounding, but Nate Johnson's really stepped it up, and
so is Josh Early.
Yeah, dude, I love watching Josh Early play. His footwork reminds me just like of someone played in the 1980s. The jump hooks, his like footwork in the post. He's super fun to watch. He really is. But yeah, I think the men's team it's exciting because it's just going to be in the OVC. I mean, you have us, you have UT Martin, you have help me out here. UT Martin, Moorhead. And you have those 4 teams that are just like neck and neck. It's just like you can't really point to one and say, yeah, this team is better than everybody else. It's just whoever shows up is going to win.
It was like that for the entire season. Going into the last week, there was 4 teams that could have won the regular season championship if things had played out a certain way. Yeah,
so I feel that going forward, if we beat Moorhead tonight, the keys to beating Moorhead tonight are Philip Russell's got to be him. He's got to step up. He's got to hit those crazy deep threes that he pulls up and makes. Oh my God! When he pulls up from just 10 feet behind the arc, it's just like, and then he splashes. It's like, all right, Phil. But yeah, Chris Harris and Phil have got to shoot the lights out. We've got to control the post, and we have to control Moorhead's 3-point shooting. The defense, again, I've said this all year. Defense has to step it up. Our problem is not scoring. It's team defense, and we're actually one of the fastest teams in the nation. I think we're like a top 10 team in tempo, which it could be a good thing or a bad thing because when you're up big, and you just take transition 3 after transition 3, and you keep on missing, you're just giving the team the ball back like in less than 5 seconds, and that's why I feel like teams it's easy for other teams to mount comebacks against us is because we just give the ball away so quickly, obviously when we don't score. So yeah, exciting stuff. I'm definitely booking my tickets if it's like if the tournament's somewhere close to Cape. I'm gonna come in like SEMO gear. If we win our conference, I'm gonna come yeah, go Red Hawk. Like it's gonna be so. We're gonna play a 1 seed. We're gonna play like Kansas. We're gonna play Purdue.
We're gonna be excited though.
Yeah, when we make the tournament, it's just we're just happy to be there. I mean, honestly, but that'll be super fun to watch.
Softball begins the Ole Miss tournament this weekend. They play Missouri State and Mount St. Mary's University today, and then more games this weekend. They sit at 4-4 after winning their last 2 games at the Frost Classic last weekend. They're in 4th or 5th in the OVC in most statistics like batting average, ERA, and slugging percentage. And they have a chance to gain momentum before their first home series next weekend. Obviously, they were supposed to play at home against St. Louis University, but their field wasn't ready.
Yeah, what was that about?
There wasn't really anything. I know I just heard that their field wasn't ready, so they had to move the game. But
their field's okay. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I mean, I think they're performing about as expected. For obviously the 4-4. Like I said last week, offense has got to show up this year. I think they're, like I said, meeting expectations at this point. If we keep going forward, we have, I'd say, just as good a shot as anybody to do well in the conference.
Yeah, and then with this tournament that's going on, playing against a D1 school, SEC school like Ole Miss, if you can find a way to win that game,
the confidence is just gonna soar. So, yeah, that's gonna be fun stuff to watch. Fun stuff going on.
Baseball has had a rough start to their season. They are 2-7, and they dropped their home opener Wednesday against Evansville. Their first home weekend series starts this weekend against Evansville. Today's game was postponed due to weather. Outfielder Josh Cameron leads the team in hitting with a .394 batting average with 3 home runs, 2 triples, and 2 doubles. He was named as last week's OVC Player of the Week after hitting .471 with 3 home runs and fell a double shy of the cycle on February 25th. I know last week we said that we wouldn't really be worried with these away games to start the season. But with the way they're playing, if they don't win this series this weekend, it may be time to start to worry a little bit.
Yeah, obviously we said last week you don't really worry when the OVC is a mid-major conference. You don't worry when you lose to your Power 5 conference schools but we don't usually lose to Missouri Valley teams. Matt, and you're the expert on this one. Is the pitching going forward? Are you concerned at all? I know it's early in the season, but is there any cause for concern? I mean, 2-7 is just like one of the worst starts SEMO's had in a while.
Yeah, there is a concern because you have, in most of the games they've lost, they've given up 5 runs or more, which is not ideal for when it comes from a pitching and defensive standpoint. Their starters have not been what we thought they would be, like Noah Nisnik. He hasn't really come into form like we had hoped he would. And then the bullpen as well. They have not pitched lights out the way they did last year. And then the hitting as well. Josh Cameron right now leads the team with the .394 average, which is really good.
Yeah, he's been
amazing. But then you have guys below him who are hitting .250, .260. Javon Mason, who was one of the best hitters last year, is hitting about .150 right now. So that offense has got to find a way to score more runs.
I think we'll pull it together. I really do. I think there is cause for concern with the pitching, but I think we'll pull it together. I mean, we were picked to win the conference for a reason.
It's a developed team too. They brought back so many guys from last year. You have to assume that they're going to figure it out.
They're going to figure it out. I wouldn't necessarily say this is a young team. I mean, these guys have experience with the NCAA tournament. Like, a lot of the guys that are still here from when they went back to back. So, yeah, I feel like it's cause for concern for sure. Like I said, worst start we've had in a while. But we're a veteran team. I think we'll pull it together. Yeah.
I believe they have like two weeks of home games. So if they getting on a good stretch of winning games and winning series over a long home stretch, that's paramount to their success.
And you got to think that, like, if once the wins start rolling, you just got to win a series and then go from there. But right now it's just a matter of just like figuring it out, getting over the hump. And I feel like once a couple of W's start coming, I feel like we'll start seeing the Red Hawks baseball that we're all used to.
That is all for today's episode. I'm Matt Cagle alongside Mark Grogan. See you next week.